Welcome, everybody, to this week's edition of Food is the Best Medicine, Soul, Body, and Mind. And I apologize for the delay. My favorite streaming site, StreamYard, was not accessing my camera for some reason. Who knows about all this technology thing? I have a new mantra, which is technology is my best friend. So I was saying that in order to get us live today. So I do apologize for the delay, but I am here and I'm here to talk to you about how food is the best medicine, not just for our physical body, but also for our mind and our soul. And today we are specifically talking about a food which is delicious and healing for the body, in particular for our thyroid, but it's also very nourishing to our soul and it's very comforting food. And this is my delicious berry chia compote, right? Some people call it a compote, some people call it a pudding, but it's not your typical chia pudding, which is why I love this one. And let's see who we have here. Um, I see we have Barbara on the line. Welcome, Barbara. And welcome to my other guests who normally showed up and will be sprinkling in throughout. So, first question for you is, do you have a thyroid condition? Do you have an underactive thyroid? Have you been to the doctors because you've been feeling very tired, sometimes cold, sometimes irritable, sometimes very dry, gaining weight, but yet the doctor says your lab tests are normal? Yes, that happens all the time. There's a condition called subclinical hypothyroidism, which happens. Our body functionally is acting in an underactive thyroid state, which affects every cell in your body. It's affecting the metabolic rate at which every cell in your body functions. Yeah. And some people have it on the other side where they go to the doctor because they can't sleep and they're losing a lot of weight and they're very anxious and their labs come in the normal range, but yet they're experiencing the symptoms of an overactive thyroid. So it happens. And you can go to the doctor and you can find out, or there are certain little tests that you can take with just a thermometer, and you can find out that way too. And a thermometer reading, like you could just put it under your arm and hold it there for 2 to 5 minutes and see what the reading is. And usually, if it's below 97, that means that you have some signs of an underactive thyroid, but you would also want to look at all of your, your uh, what's going on. That was a great question, Barbara. Thanks, Day. Okay, looks like I'm back. So just bear with all the technology. Who knows? Maybe something's going on. Mercury's in retrograde, but the message is still going to be communicated. So, um, if you have been walking around feeling out of sorts, tired, struggling with all of this weight, feeling cold at times, feeling irritable, and you have done this little body test to kind of get an idea of how your thyroid is acting, then yes, go to the doctor, let them confirm it. But there are some natural things that you can do. A lot of the thyroid functioning depends on nutrition, and it also depends on our whether or not we're living a healthy lifestyle in terms of stress management and sleep. So, one of the things that you can do in terms of nutrition is to see if you have some deficiencies in zinc and iodine and selenium and iron and B12, vitamin A, vitamin C. There's a host of nutrients that affect the thyroid, right? And there are some foods that contain a natural compound in that food. It's a plant protective compound. It's called a goitrogen. It's great for our liver, but it may not be so good for our thyroid when we eat too much and if we eat it raw. So we cover all of this in my holistic weight transformation program. I do it by group, I do it by one-on-one. I have 17 women who are going through it now as a group, a phenomenal group of women. Everybody is kind of over the age of 50 except for one. um, but everybody is kind of within the same age range, experiencing some of the same conditions. As we start to age, we start noticing the slowdown. We start noticing increased weight. We start noticing stuff all around the belly. We start noticing brain fog and our memory kind of falling off. So we start realizing that we sacrificed our whole lives for other people, families, and career, and parents, and children. And those little dreams that are important to us have gotten all stuffed down and we don't feel happy, right? Unhappiness leads to stress. Stress leads to a rise in cortisol, stress hormone. That impacts thyroid hormone. So we are interconnected beings, not just physically, but most of you who watch me know our mind, our body, our soul, you have to deal with it in an integrated manner, not someplace over here, someplace over here, someplace over here, and hope we're putting it all together. It works much more efficiently when we're doing it in an integrated way. So that's what we do in our holistic health weight transformation program. You can feel free to just DM me if you want to learn more about that program. You can do a group one-on-one. You can see if it's up to you. Now, we are going to breakfast this morning. I absolutely love it because it is filling, it is very nourishing, it's very high in all of those nutrients that I mentioned are great for the thyroid, for an underactive thyroid. It has selenium, it has iodine, it has vitamin A, it has vitamin C, it has some B vitamins in it, it has zinc in it. So it has omega 3s, which we need to make thyroid hormone, but we also need it for the cells to be able to receive thyroid hormone so that hormone can do what it needs to do. Set the metabolic rate at which every cell in your body is functioning. That's why thyroid is so important to our health, to our well-being. So my favorite little breakfast recipe here, cranberry, blueberry, chia, compote. We are making this with blueberries and cranberries, and we're going to also use some pear as a natural sweetener, right? So your berries are going to be high in antioxidants, right? They are high in vitamin A, high in vitamin C. They do have a little iron and selenium and magnesium in them. So your berries are going to be key. They're also low glycemic, and for thyroid, you want to have a lower blood sugar functioning, right? So we want to use low glycemic foods. So berries are one of the most low glycemic fruits that there are. Also, the cranberries, as most of you know, are very cleansing and detoxifying for our urinary tract. So the fiber in this, as well as some of the natural plant compounds that are in both the blueberries and the cranberries, are going to help us detox the body, which always is going to support the thyroid. There's a direct connection between digestion and the liver function and the thyroid function, right? So we have this. The recipe, for those of you who will be looking for it, I will post after the show, and I'm going to put it in my private Facebook group, Real Food, Real Joy, Real Healing. So I will type that into the comments so that you have that. And let's see. So Barbara said she's come to believe that her normal temperature is always below normal. Yeah, many of us feel that. until we start eating the foods that have the nutrients that can help the thyroid function more efficiently, right? Till we get the right supplements that help to support the thyroid, till we start doing the right sleep, the right stress management, the right exercise. Did you know that exercise can slow your thyroid function, your decomposition? Yeah, that's all the stuff that we cover in my holistic health weight transformation program. Um, so we have our berries. So I'm going to add this into our pot. We just use a basic little saucepan for this. We're going to cook this recipe. I have my pears. You want to use a very ripe pear because you are using this as part of the sweetener so you can add less external sweetener. So pears are also very good. Pears actually are very good for our hormones as women. There's a concept, it's called doctrine of signatures. And it means that fruits or vegetables that look a certain way that look like that. And so what does this look like in a woman? Down here, your uterus, right? So it means that it's good for all the hormones in the body, right? So that's doctrine of signatures, but we also know the nutrients in this are very helpful for supporting hormonal function, and thyroid is a hormone producing gland, right? All hormones talk together so we can read one, we can start to regulate the others. And so, who I work with over 45, most of them are perimenopausal, menopausal. Hormones are big. People don't tell you about this phase of life and how to move through it. So, this is our chia seed, and I like using the black chia seeds, but you can group real food, real joy, real healing. I added my chia seeds to the pot, and I'm adding some liquid. I'm adding water to this. You can use any kind of milk alternative, so the dairy free. I made a fabulous gel, which is going to be very, very high in fiber, right? So one bowl of this is going to get us about 7 grams of fiber. So that's huge, right? We want more fiber. Fiber is going to help to balance hormones. We also want the protein. So a half a cup of chia seeds has like 20 grams of proteins. How many people knew that? Not too many, right? So now we're going to add some our additional sweetener, and I'm going to use honey in this. So you can use a little maple syrup in this. You can use a little honey. Some people use agave if they have like prediabetes or diabetes, if they want to keep their blood sugar levels down. They'll use like agave in this. But I like using honey because we're not cooking this very long. We will preserve the natural antibacterial and nutrient benefits of just having honey. And we're just using a small amount. I'm using about a tablespoon. So I add all of this together. I add my spices. I use warming spices because our thyroids love warmth, right? You do a hot bath, if you do a sauna, if you drink hot teas, that's going to help boost the thyroid function. If you do cold things, stay in a cold house, then it's going to slow the metabolism down, right? Our metabolism is designed to protect us, to save us, to give us longevity. And so when we do things that are too extreme, the thyroid reacts, makes the body respond differently to what it perceives as an external stressor. So now that I have all my ingredients in the pot, I am going to just, and you can kind of see what it looks like in the pot. And I'm going to cook this. It cooks for like 8 to 10 minutes. And I have an amazing pudding. And I had some this morning, so I made some this morning. And I'm going to show you what it looks like. So you can see the berries in there mixed in. You can see the cranberries. And I always add some kind of nut on top, like I like the almonds. So almonds are a good source of zinc, which is another nutrient for underfunctioning thyroid. And I just crush them. So you can crush them, or you can take sliced almonds, like the slivers of almonds. But I just sprinkle some on top, and I have a beautiful cranberry berry um, chia compote, right? It's like a chia pudding, but it's actually much better. This one you can have hot, so it supports the thyroid, right? So in the morning, I will take it out of the refrigerator. I will heat it up either in my little pan. Some people do use a microwave to heat it up. And I can have a warm compote that supports the thyroid. If it's 100 degrees, like it's been here in South Carolina, then I can have it cool. So you have options for this delicious compote. I hope you have enjoyed this. Feel free, send me a DM message if you would like to learn more about thyroid supportive food as medicine. If you would like to learn more about my holistic weight transformation program, just send me a DM and we'll be happy to talk, and I'll share all the information. I'll share the benefits that I'm getting out of it because I'm doing it. Not so much because I had a lot of weight to lose, but I wanted to see how it made me feel before I delivered this out to my clients. And my mind is clearer, my skin looks more radiant, my joints feel better, I can stretch more. Like I do yoga, but I was feeling my yoga before. Everything always felt tight. But now at 61, I can stretch. And then yesterday I got into a pose that I couldn't get into before. My belly is nice and flat. Look at my belly. Yes. So you too can enjoy this. You can enjoy it this summer. You can enjoy it in the fall, whenever you feel like it. Look forward to talking to you. I look forward to seeing you next week at the same time, hopefully with no StreamYard issues. But I hope you have enjoyed this edition. Thank you, Barbara. So it's wonderful. And I love the questions that you asked. And I look forward to talking to you again. Have a great week. Bye. Play my outro.